and we did get a touch off the 618 golden retrace here at $7,300. Bitcoin, is still above that level. And as I explained in that tweet, as long as Bitcoin is holding above the 618, then currently we are actually still maintaining the same type of price structure as every other halving period. If Bitcoin does get a break below this support box and we create a lower low here for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin does create a lower low in this region and hits prices like 6,000, 5,400, then of course I would say Bitcoin is currently, we're entering the worst performing halving period of all time. Currently, Bitcoin is still holding above the 618 golden retrace. So I can't necessarily say that this is the worst performing halving of all time. As long as we're holding above 7,300, there is still a chance for Bitcoin to repeat the same type of price action that it has in all other halving periods. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is currently getting a pullback below the $8,000 level and testing the golden retrace once again. We're currently testing just above the $7,300 level, which is a retest of the golden retrace. Now, many of my viewers who have been watching this channel recently have heard me talk a lot about the upward sloping support line, and the way that I drew that upward sloping support showed that that support line was coming in at the $8,000 level. Now, of course, a lot of people are messaging me right now telling me that, we've broken below the upward sloping support line. Your analysis is now invalidated, and Bitcoin is looking to test much lower, and things are extremely bearish, and Bitcoin is most likely going to break down. Currently, Bitcoin hasn't actually made a lower low, so there is a chance for the bulls to put in some structure here and get a potential double bottom formation above the golden retrace. But before we get started on the Bitcoin analysis, I want to point you guys to a tweet that I put out the other day. This tweet says, "This image shows the first parabolic advance coming out of the bear market low for every Bitcoin halving period. They all follow these 4 steps. 1. Rally out of a bear market low. 2. Top out and return to the 618 fib. 3. Multi-month sideways action. 4. Continued uptrend." So currently, guys, Bitcoin has actually not broken these 4 steps. Currently, we are still above the 618 golden retrace, so there is still a chance for Bitcoin to create structure within this range and continue on this uptrend. So let's just hop right into the charts and talk about some possibilities for the price of Bitcoin moving forward. So right now, Bitcoin is starting to test below this upward sloping macro support line that I've been depicting in previous videos. Now, you guys have to remember that this upward sloping support line that I drew on this chart was placed here by me, right? So this is not the end all be all of upward sloping trends, right? This is just a rough estimate. So let's just take a look at the Bitcoin price a little bit closer here on the daily chart. We broke below the descending triangle. Bitcoin traded sideways, pulled back to the 618 golden retrace at about 7,300, rallied up to the downward sloping resistance, and pulled back to the upward sloping support line that I had depicted here on the chart. We were testing this for a couple days here, and now we've snapped below. We've had a nice snap below the upward sloping support line, and we've dipped now into this, pocket of support. This area that we're testing right now was a support zone here in May and June. So we did find support here before. We also found support here more recently going into October. We had some support just above the support box here. And we also found support at the golden retrace at the bottom of the support box here. And now Bitcoin is, of course, testing into this support box, looking to find support above the golden retrace once again. If you guys were watching this channel for the entire summer, we were looking for the price to pull back to the 618 golden retrace, and we did get a touch off the 618 golden retrace here at $7,300. Bitcoin, is still above that level. And as I explained in that tweet, as long as Bitcoin is holding above the 618, then currently we are actually still maintaining the same type of price structure as every other halving period. If Bitcoin does get a break below this support box and we create a lower low here for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin does create a lower low in this region and hits prices like 6,000, 5,400, then of course I would say Bitcoin is currently, we're entering the worst performing halving period of all time. Currently, Bitcoin is still holding above the 618 golden retrace, So I can't necessarily say that this is the worst performing halving of all time. As long as we're holding above 7,300, there is still a chance for Bitcoin to repeat the same type of price action. So we keep an eye on the long term here on this channel. This channel mainly does long-term analysis, right? We hardly ever do short-term analysis on this channel. So, I'm keeping my eye on the big picture here, guys. I'm not gonna let this, this $500 dump, sway my opinion too much, as long as we're holding above the 618. So let's just take a look at the overall trend. We've talked a lot about how Bitcoin goes through this type of market structure before every halving. In 2012, we remained above this upward sloping trend, and then we broke the all-time high. In 2016, we remained above this upward sloping trend and then broke the all-time high. And right now, Bitcoin is currently testing below the upward sloping trend that I had depicted on the chart. Now, remember, guys, I am the one who drew this line. It is not the end-all be-all of upward sloping trends. As I explained in that tweet, we haven't broken below the golden retrace at 7,300. So Bitcoin is still actually meeting all of the requirements for a potential, healthy halving period. If Bitcoin is able to, find support here at 7,300 and create, a nice base of support, create a double bottom formation, right? If we get that support at 7,300 and Bitcoin starts to, create, some upward sloping price action from this area, then really all that we would need to do is just adjust the upward sloping trend so that it sits like this, and Bitcoin would be, again, trading in the same type of fashion as it has in all other halving periods. Now, of course, a lot of people watching this are going to say, oh, Kevin, you're moving your trend line, you're cheating or something like that. But really, guys, that's not necessarily the case. What I've been talking about here on this channel is that Bitcoin is looking to create upward sloping price action going into the next halving period. We're looking for that next parabolic advance before the next halving, right? And it doesn't really matter if the trend comes in here or right here. It doesn't make much of a difference as long as Bitcoin isn't creating lower lows. Then we are actually still on track, right? Bitcoin has not yet created a lower low. So if Bitcoin is able to find support at $7,300 and we can get some bullish price action off of this support level, then really everything would be on track with every other halving period, and Bitcoin would still be looking to maintain above an upward sloping support area. Now, of course, if we start to dip below 7,300, my analysis is completely invalidated and we would be looking for much more bearish targets. But as long as we hold above 7,300 and we find some upward sloping support above the golden retrace, as I explained in that tweet, just like every other halving period, then Bitcoin would still be on track for, a good healthy halving period. And we would be on track to look for, the next parabolic advance, going forward into the new year. So I hope I made myself clear here. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And I hope you guys understand the analysis that I am providing to you guys here on this channel. Again, guys, on this channel, we keep our analysis very specific. We don't change our minds very often. This is the analysis that I'm still sticking to for Bitcoin. As long as we are not creating lower lows, this analysis is actually still intact, believe it or not. So if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button, leave your comments in the comment section below, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to sign up with the CryptoWatch platform by using that link below. And I will see you all in the next video.